So I told my mom this, and it was like, if you can name one thing besides the fact that I'm 22 years old to say, Sean, you can't get married based off this, then I won't.
Sheesh.
So if you're gonna
That's
say,
my husband.
Sheesh.
I lost my aunt
Okay.
a week after we got married.
Sheesh. Sheesh.
And from there it just became emotionally.
There's a way in which you're developing habits and routines as you get into your first gig, paying rent for the first time, buying a house, whatever the thing is. So by the time somebody else comes, you're like, Chucks, bro, now I need to like merge all of that.
yeah,
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to 2.5 Husbands, where we celebrate becoming better husbands.
It's 2.5, even though there are 3 husbands, and that's because at some point, one of us, if not all of us, was not fully the husband that we were supposed to be.
And that's why we actually come here on a weekly basis to discuss some of the issues that we face, some of the issues we are seeing around us, and we hope that the journey that we started with you and for you is going to benefit you,
And yours.
Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up? Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
good,
Getting
good,
you?
good.
Good.
Yourself?
You guys nervous?
I'm nervous. Excited though, but I'm really nervous.
When did you guys start watching the podcast?
When it started, but I think I really watched like each episode, the depression episode.
That was the first one
Was it the first one?
that you watched.
That was the first one that I watched.
Okay.
No. We did watch the one of either go to honeymoon or go home or something like that before the wedding, after the wedding situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember these guys confronted me about the...
Yeah, because we're like, nah, we don't agree with y'all. We don't agree with what you guys are saying.
No, that's fine, man. It's dope having you guys. We're going to chat about marriage. Again, this is a marriage podcast. You guys are fresh in this thing.
Hey, 6 months fresh.
6 months, bro.
We're still new.
Yeah, I know. So we're going to chat about all things marriage, you know, where you guys at, how you got into this thing, why you got into this thing. Again, there's all kinds of people who watch this podcast, married, single, divorced. And I think it's just dope that we, cover all areas, man. And I've never actually, have I? No, I have spoken to newlyweds, but you guys are fresh. 6. Like I always speak to people after a year where I'm like, oh, you survived a year.
We're surviving 6 months, man. Hey.
All right, dope, man. I didn't even get you guys to intro yourself. Maybe.
So I'm Sean, the husband to one wife.
Come
Hey, Hilang.
Come on now.
I'm Mo, but my formal name is Moronga,
Yeah.
and I am a wife to one husband.
Come on. No, you have 2 husbands.
Wait, which other one is
Christ.
Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, I was worried already. I'm like, Eva, what is this brother saying?
Oh, this is going to be an ambush. I was looking at the scissor. I'm like, he better not pick this thing up to stab me. Yeah, that's good, man. 6 months.
Yep.
Yeah. When did you guys get married?
1st of April.
Yeah.
I should have allowed him to say it to see if he remembers.
No, of course I remember.
1st April.
Yeah.
You guys got married on April's Fool.
On my grandmother's birthday.
And we actually planned that on that day, when you come into the entrance of our wedding hall, we would say, Happy April's Fool.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did you do it?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
We didn't.
We didn't.
Why not?
Nah, it was going to freak people out.
Not freak people out only. My grandmother would have hated it. Because she moved her birthday from the 1st to the 2nd because of that idea of people said it's April Fool's. So it was not going to
Oh, so she celebrates her birthday on the 2nd?
Or the 4th, whatever day she
Come
falls, which year.
on now.
But she doesn't celebrate her birthday on the 1st.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
That's good. 6 months. Maybe let's start here. How did this whole thing happen?
Halala.
Who met who? Who approached who? Who said yes to who?
My goodness.
Do you want to explain that?
I think this is my time
Let me
to shine.
explain
It's your time to
how
shine.
we met, and then you can explain the.
I will
later
fight you
part.
where is wrong. Ne?
Okay, that's fine.
Come
so, we actually met at Focus Engage.
Okay.
So some of the people might know
Yeah,
Focus
yeah.
Engage. Yeah, we were there. It was just a focus evening. It was a Friday.
Yeah.
She knew one of my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, hey, this is Mo. She was going with a friend of hers.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, hi. Wasn't really like
Yeah.
caught or anything like that. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh, it's Mo.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm that type
it
of
wasn't
person.
love at first
No,
sight.
it wasn't love at first sight.
No,
It really wasn't love at first sight.
Yeah, but I'm that type of person that if we like sit, if you knew,
Yeah.
I invite you. I'm like, come sit with me. You know.
He's welcoming.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is very welcoming.
So for those who don't know, Focus is a Christian ministry for students.
Yes.
University student.
Yes. So
Yes.
you guys were in varsity at this
Yes.
point. Okay. Dope.
Yes.
Dope.
Yes. Both in UJ.
It was my first year.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
your first
he's
year.
second year.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. So it was like,
Tanda masinya wena. Eh?
hey. And that time, so we sat together.
Yeah.
But the thing that attracted me to her, not like attracted in a way of I like her,
True.
but in a way of, okay, who's this person?
Yeah.
She had an iPhone X. And
Come on now.
nobody had an iPhone X. So I was like, hey,
So
man,
you thought
who's this lady who has an iPhone X?
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, can I borrow your phone? Wanna be that brother, wanna read scripture. Can I borrow the phone?
He literally said that. Can I borrow your phone? Can I see the Bible? And I'm like, okay, yeah. But I didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah.
how old was the iPhone?
I got it because I passed my matric. So at that time, I think 7 months.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I
You wanted the technology, not the girl.
Yeah, that's what he was
at that point I was like, yeah.
The technology in the shoes. So he
The
said,
shoes, yes.
What
So
shoes
next thing,
what shoes was she wearing?
some Yeezy shoe.
yeah,
And I'm
like yeah. So it was like the phone, when I saw the phone, I started like looking down. Okay, hey man, this lady. Okay, so I was like, okay, this is one of the cool girls, Yeah. But the funny thing is, after that night, I couldn't remember who she was.
Yeah.
But you remembered the iPhone and the Yeezys.
No, I remembered like she stopped me and she's like, "Hi, Sean." I'm like, "Who's this?"
Was this the following day or?
I think it was, I don't know. So we lived in Auckland Park, but we went to like different campuses.
Okay,
He went to DFC,
okay.
I went to
Yeah.
Soweto. So we went to the same bus station to collect, like to get our buses.
Yes.
So we were both coming out of our races, and then I'm like, "Hi, Sean." He's like clueless. He says hi, but he's so clueless. He even starts walking fast. And we're both going to the same place, so it becomes very awkward. And I'm like,
You running after him?
it was as if I'm stalking him.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is weird. I did not know what to do. Luckily, his bus was already there, so he just got in, and then I just stood in the line. And I'm like, okay,
He left.
He left.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. To my defense, I
Wow.
didn't know we're going to the same place.
Why didn't you say Yeezy girl, iPhone X lady?
I did not know what to. I thought he already knew me. I mean, like he was so comfortable around me the first day. You were like, okay, let me see your
Yes.
phone. We had conversations. You
Yes.
made me laugh, but I didn't anticipate the idea that this guy will forget me. Like,
Wow.
I'm not forgettable according to me.
Come on now.
So I was like,
Let
whoa,
it be known.
Whoa, but yeah.
The first time I met my wife, I wanted her sunglasses. So I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
I saw her sunglasses. I was like, I don't care about this chick, but I'm gonna try and swindle those glasses. from
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
So I'm with you.
Yeah.
I understand.
Wow.
I
bro.
feel very justified.
Wow.
The process of lobola, which is a whole other chat. How did that happen? Did you write a letter?
He can start.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, you did. You wrote an email.
I wrote an email. I can't even remember.
My mom demanded an email.
Manje, manje.
My mom demanded an email. She's
Yes.
like, she wants to know that his family is for this.
Yes.
So yeah, it was yeah.
And it was proofread millions of times.
Yeah.
You know?
Come on
Like you
now.
just have to make sure.
Did you write it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah?
I did. So yeah, but the whole thing was crazy because firstly it starts where I have to tell my parents. So we knew when we were gonna do it, and it's like now we're doing it. And for her, I think it was always a thing of you weren't sure that I was gonna do it until
Yeah.
I do it.
Yes.
Because
So-
he was the last born as well, mama's kid. I was like, no, this one.
Yeah. So she always felt like I wouldn't say to my parents I want to get married.
When did they find out?
They didn't even know about me, Black.
That's what I'm asking. Wait, because you clearly told very quick.
Nah, they didn't. So when was it?
You told them, if I told Ma in
Last year,
2022 June,
yeah.
you told them 2021 December.
So it was like, hey guys, something I want to tell you. You know, you get both parents in. You're very nervous.
Yeah,
It's like, what are they gonna say? And then, found the courage, told them, and yeah, it was like first reaction. My dad was excited. It's like, yeah,
And
go,
Dad is always excited.
yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it, my boy. My mom was like, no, man, you're still young. Yeah.
How young were you at that point?
What are you doing?
22.
I was, yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
dope, man.
22.
Yeah.
That's
So it
dope.
was like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, so I told my mom this, and it was like, if you can name one thing besides the fact that I'm 22 years old to say, Sean, you can't get married based off this, then I won't. So if you're gonna
That's my
say,
husband.
if you're gonna say that I'm
Indoda.
immature,
Yeah.
then I won't get married.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And she didn't say anything. A few months down the line, she was like, you know what, my son, you have my blessing.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like that, and then it was time for lobola. Look.
No, June came, Papa. I told my mom. That's why it went down.
So from you telling your parents then
I told my mom.
that you have a boyfriend or that
No,
he's
that
coming.
they're coming. Yo, being the only child of my mother, I think that was a shocker for everyone. Because I'm raised by my mom's, like my maternal family. So it
Yes.
was like, I have 3 moms, 3 dads, basically. So now I'm telling my mom, I'm like, oh, mommy, I want to get married.
How old are you at this point?
I'm 21.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I'm 21, 22.
Yeah.
21, I think I'm 22 because it was
Okay.
last year. So I'm like, mommy, I want to get married. My mom went into tears.
Had she met Sean before?
No.
All she knows is
They
you
met
had
me
a-
during lobola, the whole family.
They demanded. My grandmother was like, he must come. You must know who this person is. My mom was like, yo, she cried. She cried, but
Sure.
eventually she gave us the blessing. But it was a bit of a... She was
Why
very
was she
reluctant.
crying?
I'm her only child, Black. And she's like, I didn't think it would come this soon.
And how many months had it been after your dad's passing?
It had been over a year.
Okay.
But my mom and dad were separated.
Okay.
Yeah. I think another thing that you have to understand that my mom, I think she doesn't like marriage.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yo, she doesn't. So when her daughter now comes at a young age
Ish.
and she's like, I want to get married, mom's like, yo,
Ish.
Marunga, marriage is hard.
Yeah.
Marriage is not a joke.
How long did they stay married?
They were married, 2001 until maybe when I was 14. So 2013, 2014.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were together. But then it was, It was, in case my mom watches that.
No,
let
no,
me
no.
expose that. But like, it was, she was not a fan.
Yeah.
Of marriage. And I understood even coming into it, I'm like, Sean, you have to understand
Yeah.
that my mom has a certain view and you have to understand where this view comes from.
Hundreds. Yeah.
But the transition, the moment she endorsed it,
Yo, she fought my uncles.
she saw the daughter.
she hadn't met
She
me yet.
didn't even met, like she just supported the idea that I want to get married and
How?
I'm certain that I want to, like, without even knowing who's the man I want to get married.
I think they got to know me a bit over the phone.
Yeah,
That's-
probably, yeah.
Had a few phone calls, maybe like 4 of them or something
Was it
before.
landline or iPhone X?
This time we're upgraded. We're fine now.
You upgraded again.
Yeah.
What did you have at that point?
Was it a 13?
Yeah,
It's the one that I currently have.
yeah.
Come on now.
No, like you're exposing me. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Sheesh. We just shot an episode, so one on divorce and one on kids of divorce and how we do relationships based on that. So your parents were still together. I was still together. So I just want to hear from you guys, being a child of divorce, being a child whose parents are still together. Like, what were your views, thoughts around marriage? Why did you even want to marry if your parents were not together? You know, like what? Yeah.
So maybe I start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can.
I think for me, is a thing of, I was like, marriage in our society, or even just getting married, is all over the place.
Sure.
Yeah. No one has the line to say, okay, this is how we do things. Everything is olden day, and you know, a lot of things happening. So I think for me it was more about setting, not necessarily like being the example,
Sure.
but for many others to come after me to say, hey man, it's doable, especially as a Christian.
Yeah.
You know, out there, people are telling you, no, it's like, fat and sit. If you like her, take her home.
Yeah.
You know, when you start working, buy a BMW.
Sure.
Like enjoy life, man.
Yeah.
Continue sinning, but enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, getting married, and for my friends as well, I would say it was more of to say, hey, I want to do things differently.
Stop.
Yeah, I want to do things differently. I want to set an example for the younger generation to say, you don't need to be 30 years old to get married.
Sure.
And I think it's also the fight now to say, okay, I have to treat my wife well.
Yeah.
Because people are looking.
Yep.
It's like, are they waiting for you? They're like, Suk Jelil. That's what they're waiting for, you know? So it's a matter of, I have to give everything in this thing.
It's great, bro.
And make it work.
That's dope. That's dope. For you, Mo?
I think I'm probably healing my inner child. Besides what he's saying, there's what he's saying, which is like, I do have younger siblings. I'm like, they must just not see playing around as just playing around. They must understand what matrimony and how sacred marriage is. Right?
Yeah,
That's what I wanted for them. But also healing my inner child. I was like, I want a man who could be a father to my kids that I never really had. Not that my dad loved us, but I think I understood how he loved us as he was about to die. Like, you understand his loving way as he was about to, and you're like, oh, okay. This is how this man loves. But I took time. I was 20-something when I understood my dad. So I don't want that for my kids. I want them to have a personal relationship with their dad. Because it was painful. As much as I was raised by my uncles, seeing them with their kids.
Sure.
And, like, it was still like, oh, wow, I want this for myself.
Yeah.
So I think I'm healing my inner child.
That's great.
You know, dancing with my father's situation.
So wang use kahle.
That's what relationships
let's
are.
iron it out. That's why I invited you guys, because I knew this. That's great, man.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 23.
24. Yeah.
How many times does that come up?
So many times. You go to school, you're married. You go to like a clinic or anything, a doctor, you're married. And it's like, whoa, like it's still a shock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm waiting for that age where I look old and I don't really get this question a lot.
But funny enough,
because by the time you like 30 or whatever, they'll ask you how long you've been married. And you'll say like 10 years. And they're like, you're 30.
10
You've
years.
been married for 10 years.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think for me it's like the opposite. I don't know, maybe I look older to some people. No one approaches me about anything. People are generally just scared of saying anything. You know? So I don't get you're young, you're married now. It's like and I'm in construction. So when they see the ring, they take me seriously.
Come on.
Like, hey, this guy. Yeah.
And then you lower your voice. Yeah, bafowethu.
Exactly. Yeah. Nah, I sit with the big boys.
Yeah.
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 When did you get married? Like
25.
25.
10 years. Am I right?
Yes.
You know, I stalked them on
10
Instagram.
10
so
years next year, yeah.
Okay.
close to 10 years.
Yeah.
So not far off. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I was already 24 when I got married.
yeah, that's dope, bro.
So 1 year
That's
out.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 year out. Yeah, exactly.
I was still 22.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna say I got married at 22. It was
Yeah.
like 12 days before. my
Yes.
birthday.
Yeah, my wife was how old? 24. I was 25. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's when we got it. I mean, I look back and I wish I got married younger. That's not my wife's wish. Like every time I say that, just like, screw
No.
you.
Yeah, what are you saying?
I was like, 19, 20.
Yeah.
I would have done it, bro.
Why?
I think, yeah, but I wasn't a Christian then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I've always wanted to get married.
Mhm.
So my dad and my mom, I mean, they divorced. I think when I was in first year, but the years I had with them, I wanted to get married because of that. But when I was 19, my life was just shaky.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have been able to lead anybody. I couldn't even lead myself. And yeah, then got saved a couple of years later. But if I look back, I'm like, if I was 19, that would have been dope. Just growing with somebody,
Yeah.
you know, building together. I've gotten to taste that with my wife, you know, but I'm like, yeah, man. And to some extent, I've known my wife since I was 19.
Yeah.
We were friends for 5 years before we started dating. So when you guys dated for 5 years, we were friends for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? But we didn't have any intentions, no
Yeah,
feeling,
yeah.
whatever. But I think, yeah, so that 5 years was dope. And had we been married, obviously things would have changed. The dynamic of our friendship would have changed as well. But that's one thing I always champion for. Like, do this thing as early as you can. Obviously, if you have a job, you know, you're consenting, you're at an age where you wanting to do this thing. But the earlier the better for me. Like, it's just, yeah. Once you wait longer, you just develop habits
Yeah.
and formulate routines that are going
Yeah.
to be hard to break. And I say this because I know there's people who want to get married and they, especially girls who are not getting approached. And I'm not saying, like, now go shoot your shot because you're afraid that you'll develop habits, whatever. But that naturally happens,
Yeah.
right? So if you're starting your first job, there's a way in which you're developing habits and routines as you get into
Yeah,
your first
that's true.
gig, paying rent for the first time, buying a house, whatever the thing is. So by the time somebody else comes, you're like, Chucks, bro, now I need to like merge all of that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough,
Yeah.
you know. But you guys are like figuring stuff as you go
Yeah.
Literally.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So maybe let's chat about that. Like, what did you guys expect? And did you meet your expectations met rather, or are you at a point where you're like, "I fine, yeah, maybe I didn't hear from heaven."
You wanna start?
Now I'm deep. I think you can start.
So for me,
Yeah.
well, we went to marriage prep, so
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was very helpful.
Yeah.
And it was like it taught us that the other person is human, and it will be hard, you know. So I think the 5 years in a relationship helped on my
Sure.
side.
Sure.
To be like, I knew her to some extent, maybe not living with her, but I knew what to expect from Mo. And yeah, I think besides that, I wouldn't say that I didn't build an expectation
Yeah.
in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just like, sizobona khona. You know, what happens.
Sure.
I must just, in everything, the most important thing that I think helped us in our relationship, we were once, I don't know if it was because of a fight that got us to this, but there was a thing of, are you being loving towards me? So
Who was asking that?
like
Were you asking that of each other?
yeah,
Okay.
of each other. So it was a thing of, in everything that we do, we have to be loving to the next person.
Sure.
So even if you're very upset or whatnot, the way in which you project or anything has to be loving. So, and you can hold each other accountable like that. If she goes off on me or I go off on her, she'll ask me, is that you being loving? Like the words that you're using now, are you being loving? So I think to some extent that has held us.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that I've expected anything.
I guess to some extent that's an expectation. That
Okay.
you come in saying, I'm expecting that
You'll
the
be
other
loving.
person will be loving.
Yeah.
So Mo was laughing. Wait, how many times have you blown that?
No, I'm laughing because I'm like, obviously the man is the one who gets angry. Not angry, but like
Yes.
can get frustrated a lot. I'm a
Yeah.
very person. So I'll still force him to say I love you in the midst of anger.
Sure.
Like
When you pissed him off.
say I love you.
And I'll be like,
I love Jesus,
I
not you.
can't more. I can't. And I'm like, you have to. You have to say I love you. There's no way gonna end this conversation, even though you're still frustrated. There's no way gonna end this conversation without you still affirming your love for me. Because you know that I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. Obviously, throughout the conversation as we're speaking, we do analyze where it went wrong, where I triggered you. Okay,
Yes.
fine. And you take accountability. He takes accountability as
Yes.
well. And then, but there's still the idea that I love you. And then he still has to say I love you.
and the problem with that, Mo wants to fix things now.
Yeah.
So it's like, this just happened,
Bro.
let's fix it.
Bro,
And I'm
we've
like,
established in this podcast, all women are like that.
yo,
Somebody was trying to say, no, but
Yo.
thanks for proving out my point.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't like being angry. I
Yes.
don't like being angry. I think it comes from like how my mom used to beat me up. Like if I like did something bad, she would like whip me, and then she's like,
And
you're
then-
still crying.
Yeah.
Ow. And then it's like a joke now. I think that's where it comes from. Like you can't be in a certain like bad emotion for a long time
Yes.
with my mom. So it was like that thing where it's like, we can't be angry at each other
Yes.
for that. Let's just deal with this thing and move on.
Yes.
That's just how my mentality is. I don't think I'm forcing, because I do give him time and he's like, actually just need time. So I was like, okay, no, you have your time.
So you
but
communicate that.
yeah, he does. He
and I
does.
give silent treatment, yo.
Come on now. Come on now.
I don't play.
Yeah.
Hey,
Come
I
on
keep
now.
quiet.
Lord, forgive us. Sheesh. How do you handle that though? When he does that?
It hurts.
Yeah.
But I know he's going to come back. I
Yes.
just give him like a few minutes. He doesn't take
Yes.
time. You can't be quiet,
Yes.
especially because I talk a lot. You can't be quiet.
Are you quiet at home?
I mean, it's both ways.
No, I
Sometimes
influenced him. When we met, he was quiet. No.
she actually says almost every day, hey, people must see the Sean that I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, which one is this one?
It's a practice show. You just practice. Sheesh.
Yeah, but how in your household,
Yeah.
like when you guys are upset,
Yeah.
How do you
did
handle it?
how did
handle
9 years later, we're only figuring this thing now. But similar thing. My wife wants to talk now. I need to process. But I mean, you are anointed. Few minutes. Me, I need days. I need a month. I'll talk. I'm not gonna be mean. You know, I can't do silent treatment. I
Yeah.
can't. Like, I just feel like for me, I'm like, Jax, bro. It just makes I hate awkwardness.
Yeah.
So I will swallow it up, you know. But over the years, I think it was our second year. I think, it was second year. We had a massive screaming match, right? Like one of us was at the door. We were in our bedroom. One of us was at the door. Another person was on the bed. I can't remember who. And then we just screamed at each other, like. And I think had that not happened, that would not have shaped our fighting style. You know. So I don't advise that you scream at each other, but that
I mean, we have.
have you?
I think we were like, you spite me, I spite you. You spite me, I spite you. And that's how we developed the whole, are you loving when you do that?
And you guys did that while you were dating?
While we were dating,
Okay.
the 5 years we were
Yeah,
dating, we didn't really have a lot of fights, but like the two we had in
Yeah.
the beginning were bad.
Yeah.
That, especially because of the distance as well, it kind of gets to you.
It does.
So
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do long distance, but I know.
Yeah.
So it got to a point where we were like, we need to find a healthier way of fighting because
Yes.
you don't want to come out and regret what you said to the other person.
Hundreds.
So if you see me going up, try to come down or bring me down. Or if you like, that's how we kind of also end up like obviously you learn as you go. Okay, this is how this is what works. But
Yes.
yeah, I remember the first night we didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
I don't
Of
know.
what, fighting?
Yeah, we didn't sleep at all. I thought, I know it's over, Shem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I'm very keen to know what you guys were fighting about.
Was it not sport?
No, it was not the sport one.
Which one was?
Wow, you guys fought about sports.
Hey.
Hey, the sport one became a thing.
Wow. Okay.
Well, our friends had to be like, Maramo, you can't be serious. I'm like, guys, Mina.
You guring? What happened?
Yeah, it was just like I felt she didn't allow me to watch. Like, that thing that you said is actually true.
Jesus.
Like, you develop habits. You're used to that.
Yeah.
And I'm used to on a Saturday or Champions League on a Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm a sports guy. I love every
Yes.
sport, rugby, cricket, whatever it is, soccer.
Yes.
So I want to watch. And she wanted time.
Do you know that's how we distinguish between the two Seans?
No, I didn't.
One is a sports fanatic.
No, there's the Sean who likes rugby, and then we know.
I didn't know that. How do people actually know that?
Listen, everyone knows you like sports. So even today, Grace is like, which one are we shooting again? I'm like, the one that likes rugby.
It's like, oh, okay, that one.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah. So it was like that. I think it was like a thing of I want to watch sport and she wants the time for her, and then I'm like, no. In fact, so for me, talking 30 minutes, even just calling and saying, hey, you there? Okay,
Sharp.
sure, I'm fit.
That time we're in a long distance relationship.
That
right?
was enough.
Wow.
And I go back to what I'm doing, watching sport, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, she wanted to speak to me for like an hour, 2
Yeah.
hours. I'm
What
like,
do you think this is, Sean?
yeah.
What do you think is happening here?
So it was like, Muna, no.
Yeah.
Give me a break. So that was the first fight was about that. And then,
The first fight,
yeah.
pluralized. Because it became a thing with the long distance. And when I came, I remember I came back. And I'm thinking we're going to spend time together. So my parents, whenever they come to Joburg, there's no way that they don't shop. They will shop till they drop, right? So they come here and they're like, no, let's first go to like the mall or whatever before we drop you off. Because they also want to get me a few things. Okay, fine. They drop me off, but they drop me off a bit later than Sean expected. So now he comes with flowers. Hi, no, you're welcome back. But now I have to go watch a match with the guys. And I'm like,
Wow.
I swallowed myself. And I'm like,
If you want to get married, don't do that. That's all I'm going to tell you now.
Black, I was like so angry. I went into my room. I sat there. He watched his match with his guys. It was a great night, The next day, I'm like, I explained my feelings to him. And I'm like, I don't like this. And he's like, yeah, but I like sports. And you can't make me like choose sports over you or whatever. And I'm like, then choose sports. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can't do this if...
Wow.
And I was like, it was a whole console meeting. Our friends called him, and I had friends who called me, and they're like, no, give him a chance. And I'm like, I don't know. A man who chooses sports over me all the time, no. Like, I can give you time, but not when after a long distance relationship and we come back together, and then you're like, nah, I'm going to chill with the guys. I'm like, nah.
You know what the funny thing is? That made sense in his head.
It did.
Like it was clean, just
And
there was nothing wrong
and
with that.
The thing woke him up where he's like, whoa, okay, no, this is not.
I might lose this girl.
Yeah, like.
Wow.
No, so we had an agreement to say how much time goes to her, how much time goes to sport.
Because it
So-
had to be.
Literally, we weren't reaching a midpoint. So it was like, okay, now we must set a time
Yeah.
to say you have 2 games a week.
Wow.
Even that was like, yeah.
How many games do you have now?
Now,
Now
like,
it's a habit that's not maybe.
yeah.
Now you don't
So,
watch sports
so
anymore.
she always
He
told
does.
me
Okay.
before we got married that it's a thing of we don't stay together.
Yes.
So that's why she wants to talk to me when she has the opportunity. But when we're married, she would allow me to do. And I never believed I would always say, yeah, when you get married, you always say you. Sugar.
Well. Well.
But actually, you know, she doesn't say anything now. I
Wow.
watch
We even
sports
watched
whenever.
together
What team
Yeah.
does he support?
a Man United. Shame.
Ay,
Shame, shame,
Why,
shame,
why,
shame.
why couldn't you say Real Madrid just on the podcast?
Man
Expose.
United. Shame.
Oh Lord, thank God that I didn't watch any sports. When we got married, there was, I mean, yeah, like my whole sports journey is a whole podcast on its own.
Yeah.
But I remember when we got married, we didn't have a TV. We didn't need a TV. And then second year, we were like, hey, man, I think it was Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Mayweather, yeah.
That's why we bought a TV.
Hey, for that game.
For that match. And
Makes
then,
sense.
and then like halfway, we were like, it sucks, man. Like, what are we watching here? And we were like, okay, cool. And then I think probably like 2 months or 3 months later, we just canceled our DSTV thing because it was just like.
But I thought you were a basketball fan.
No, I wasn't at that point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I only started watching basketball third year of marriage. And thank God it plays in the AMs.
Yeah.
So then she's
The
already
lady
sleeping.
sleeping.
Right? So if you're going to watch your sports, guys, just do NBA. It will save your marriage.
Or involve her in.
No, hundreds.
Because I think that's what helped us.
Yeah.
But the thing is, supporting his teams is the hard part. And
Eish.
she's like, in this house or a Man United
Eish.
house. But you're seeing Haaland doing the most, and you're like, do I have to really? Like, I don't think I
That's when you
can.
said you want a leader.
Yeah, and he's led me into Man United.
And I don't allow. Good see two teams in one. No. One
Can't
team.
serve two masters.
No,
Yeah.
we can't
Yeah.
say like we were a Man United household, we're a Real Madrid household, we're a Sundowns household,
Come
and
on now.
we're obviously rugby household.
But I think
Yeah.
at least I can deal with the emotions. I'm not the type that doesn't eat if my team loses or
Hey.
something.
Hey, the fathers would say, Pirates is you.
Yeah.
Asil. Jeez.
Yeah.
How's the 6 months been, guys?
Yo.
Highlights first before we skip
I think,
people.
highlights.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's been the one thing where you're like, shucks, man,
My husband likes saying this.
marriage is fire.
Waking up next to your best friend.
Come on now.
That has been amazing.
Come
I
on
can
now.
attest to that because he always says it, so now I'm just like, let me just say it first.
Yes, sir.
Just like the idea of spending time with your best friend,
Yeah.
like not, yeah, no, you have to go back to your rest. You know, we're not doing photo sets. You have to go. You have to
Yes.
do this. Now you just have like time. If it's not work or him, obviously socializing with other people is like he's yours, and this like you're literally just dedicating your time to one another. So
Sure.
that has been the biggest highlight for me.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
dope, man.
Yeah, I
When,
think
when would you guys say, sorry, your friendship started? Because you're saying he's your best friend. When did you guys become
The first day he ignored me.
Wow.
I would say that because
Like,
I was
I-
determined.
I'm gonna cut this part out. Like you can't, like there's people who are running after people who don't want them more. Now they're gonna continue
Let me
running
not
deeper.
say that. Let me say that.
No, that's true though. I'm like, what? It's weird that people are attracted to the guy who's just like, man, I didn't even see you, and the girl is like, yo, if only. So the first time he ignored you, you were like, this is my friend.
Okay, let me be honest. Why I was determined to actually get to know Sean.
Yes.
The first night we met, Focus UJ, they don't like sleeping. We don't sleep. Or maybe it was just then. I don't know if they do it now. But my
Yes.
group, we did not sleep. Like even the first night, it's like I was initiated into that. So I don't know what Sean did. I actually forgot. But it was so funny that my roommate and I, who's actually my friend, we spoke about it for a whole week.
What did
He
they
was
do?
weird.
Oh,
No, he was
dog.
weird.
They're saying I'm
Girls are
weird.
supposed to be focusing on Jesus. The whole night they talk about Sean.
Yeah.
No, he did something weird, and then we spoke about it, and we were laughing about it, and that's what like just drew me to him. And I'm like,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
And he just continued being weird, and I'm like, okay.
Weird in what sense?
Even you ignoring me, that was weird for me. Like, and then you ran away from me, and then I was like, hi, brothers, what's
Yeah.
happening? So that I needed to know what's happening in your head, like
Come on now.
open you up and get to understand this show
And you're gonna get to do that for the rest of your life.
for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
For you, bro, highlights?
Yeah, basically what she said. And yeah.
And she stole your answer.
Yeah. So coming back home and she's there. So spending the time. Yeah, the time is something else. As she said before, we always talk about how before it was like, hey, it's time to go back now.
Sure.
And hey, that separation, it hits. It almost wants to make you say, you know what, this Christianity thing. Come here.
Jesus, you forgive.
Exactly. Yeah. But then now we can spend time freely.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. That's the highlight.
Yeah, I remember feeling that me and my wife would spend hours, bro. Together. And then like when she has to leave, I'm like, Jacks, bro, like this is gonna suck. So much so that we'd like hang out probably till like the AMs, and then she'd leave and come back like very early as well in the morning. So we hang out. So
that was us when we were still in res.
Yeah.
Then brother became a working class, and it was just different.
Oh, Gonji, the first year of working, you were still in
varsity.
I mean, you're still in school now.
I'm still in school. Yeah, guys.
Hey, fine. Guys, you can do this. You see, you can.
Hey.
You can.
That is doable. The thing is that I also think it's doable because I have friends who are also married and schooling at the same time. Yeah. So I'm not alone in this thing. So it's good to have that support structure.
Low lights?
Yeah, Mo has the... I think you must start.
I'm going to try not to cry. I lost my aunt a week after we got married.
Sheesh.
And from there it just became emotionally. I went like into like a dark hole, you know?
Sure.
So like I was seeing my marriage, but I wasn't really actively there physically because it took time for me to like, because I was still mourning her because she's like my mom, you know? And the way she died as well was just painful. So it's the questions that you have, the kids that she left, and you're like, ooh, I wouldn't want that for myself. So it was, it was just a bit of a hectic situation. But we're here.
Sure.
Yeah, it was very dark.
Yeah.
But we were out of that darkness, I think. Yeah. Also the idea that I wanted to give, thank you so much. I wanted to give my husband his honeymoon, but I also still needed to mourn.
Shucks.
That was so hard. It was like, it took time for him to even come to a realization that I'm probably depressed. Like I'm not okay. Because I would have like moments where I don't even know what I did the whole day.
Sure.
Like he'll come like, what'd you do? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I think I was sitting by the couch the whole day or something. That time you have to study. You probably have to clean the house. You have to do this. But like you just like in this bubble and you don't really know what's happening. So yeah.
How did you handle that, bro?
I think she was good at hiding it. So for the longest of time, it's only until you actually said it where I knew there was something wrong.
Sure.
Like, so she was, but obviously I knew, so I was trying every time about her aunt to sympathize with her. You know, I knew it was hard. And so every time it was just like to be there for her. But I didn't know that it was actually affecting her happiness within the marriage. So it was only the time when I don't think the first time I found out it wasn't even, she wasn't telling me, she was telling a group of friends. And then when I got home, I was like, see, you don't say anything, you know? And so I think for me, that was a bit hard to take, to say, I'm the person you should be speaking to, but you're not saying anything to me. You know,
bro. I mean, that's the gift of community. I still feel like that sometimes. When I get home and I'm like, "But chick, you should have told me first." But I'm learning to just be like, okay, that's the gift of community. That's why, you know, you pray for your wife to have like solid Christian friends, you know, who are mature, wise, who would point to her, would love her. And I don't know what it is, man. You know, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the thing of being friends with your spouse, that you want her to, you know, kind of tell you stuff first. And there's things that she would tell me first, but other things I'm like, okay, she has to process the thing away from me, because she's also considerate about how her feelings will affect us, because we're married, you know. Like sometimes I have that with her own sisters. I'm like, oh, sister, rather. I'm like, I mean, I know she's your sister, but you mine. Like, you must tell me first. Right? but I see how that makes her better for our marriage.
Yeah.
You know, and I have that as well. You know?
Yeah.
So I would tell the pastor with the big head first. You know, because he's a close brother. Obviously, accountability as well. So if I'm going through stuff and I'm just like, okay, I need to make sense of this before I vomit on my wife.
Yeah.
Just tell this guy first, and then, you know, I'm empowered and I've thought through things and it's out.
Yeah.
So then I know how to then approach, you know, my wife and tell her. But those moments are real, man. And you guys were thrown in the deep end very early. Yeah.
Because I remember even getting the call. They they called him, and then he's like, "It's your aunt," and I'm like, "Why is my aunt calling you?" It was like around 4 a.m. And already it's like he had to take the responsibility.
They called you and then asked to speak to me.
I called them back. Remember, I'm like, "Hey, why are you calling Sean?" And they're like, "Give Sean the phone." And they spoke to him, even in Tsonga, because they know that I don't really hear Tsonga. They spoke to him in Tsonga, but I could catch, but I wasn't catching, you know.
Who's Tsonga between the two of you?
He is. I'm Lobedu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and then they told him, and I was like, then he tells me. But they don't tell him what happened. So I'm like, was she sick? Because the last time I saw my aunt was my wedding. So I was like,
because it's a week, 2 weeks now.
a week.
It's a week.
Literally a week. A few days before my birthday as well. So it was like,
Just came back from
like the night we came back from honeymoon, we hear this. And yeah, the tragedy of it all, because it was a fire. And they're like, yeah, but the kids are okay. I'm like, what do you mean the kids are okay? Yeah, the kids were in the fire. You know, I was like, what? So now you're thinking about your cousins, you're thinking about your aunt. Okay, now you're trying to calculate how many people are actually in the fire, who survived, who's not. So you're not getting answers. And you can't even call your mom, because your mom is like emotional. So I call my sister. I'm like, can you please check for me what's happening? And she calls me back and she's crying. She's like, I was with this person 2 hours ago and this is what's happening. Yeah.
Sheesh, man. Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tough for the family as well.
Sheesh. I mean, yeah, it's a low light, obviously, objectively, because you don't want, you know, family members to lose their lives. But it probably solidified your guys' relationship.
It did.
Yeah.
Not just with him, even my in-laws, because at the funeral, my auntie held me down.
Sure.
And I was like, whoa, this is the support that I've literally just inherited. That was like big for me.
Yeah.
And to experience that even still early in the marriage, that was like a very beautiful thing to see.
That's dope, man. Yeah.
And I think on my side, it hasn't. I don't think there's something yet that has gotten me to. There's one thing, but I don't think it was that deep. It was deep, because. So I remember speaking to her. I felt like, you know, I want to know what my purpose in life is.
Sure.
You know, here I am. I'm in construction, but is this it? You know. So I remember telling her, and I didn't feel supported by her. So it was a thing of I'm like, hey, dude, listen, I'm feeling this and this and this. And then she's like, pray about it.
Yeah, like I literally just put a bandage on it. I was like, pray about it. I don't have answers for you. Just pray about it.
It's you know, it's a Christian's wife's cheat code for saying, but I don't agree. But like, right now, I just don't have the guts to tell you. Just go figure this thing out with your dad.
To my defense, like I gave him a whole prospectus of careers which he can go to. Am I lying? And he kept on saying, wait. And I'm like, you can go into this, you can go into this, you can go into this, to feel like, you know. And I think
Were you scared though when he said he might change?
I was, because I was like, ooh, am I gonna be those women who are married to men who don't really know what they want in life? You know, 1 minute you wanna be actors, the next you wanna try a law degree. No, man, I think I wanna go into medicine or whatever. But I knew he wanted one thing distinctively, and I'm like, okay, that kind of gave me the comfort. That's why I was able to like select certain careers which he can go to.
Yeah.
But it was like, I was like, yeah, okay. This is what my mom was talking about when she said marriage. At that moment, like, you gotta support. If he says now that he wants to go into acting, and you know how the South African industry is, you still have to be like, okay, let's go for auditions.
No. Yeah. So it was that.
Yeah.
I felt like I'm like this lady. Pour out my heart. You know. It's not easy to do, and she's like, pray about it. So yeah, that got me like somehow.
But we sat down and analyzed.
Yeah, we did, and we sorted it out, and that's why I'm saying it wasn't that deep, but then it was to some extent. And I think for now it's been 6 months, and maybe it's been like, okay, we haven't, or on my side I haven't really. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm open-minded. I'm there. I'm like, you know what? Everything happens at God's time, and you will go through hard times. So it's just like, okay, when the hard time comes, but at the same time, let me not dwell there. Let me enjoy what we have, and be happy.
Take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Have your friends said you've changed since you gotten married?
Nah.
The question is, have we spoken to our friends enough?
Sure. Yeah.
No, but to our defense, our friends, we got married as if like it's a cult. Like,
oh, you all just
like it was like they got married in November, another one got married in December, January, February. Others who got married to the same day as us. Like, so it's a thing of we're all still experiencing marriage, you know. So we try to make dates, but it's like, mama wants us here, we gotta do this, because also your family is still like, you know, he's still the new toy, especially because he's like the only son-in-law, so he's like, you guys have to come back.
You're holding it down.
I live the life. We're at the in-laws
I'm the only son-in-law as well.
for the long weekend. Sure. The treatment.
Come on, bro.
Sure. Like the table is brought to you.
Come on now.
You know, hey, it's nice.
Come on now.
Hey, people must get married. Yeah.
You get treated like a king.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's fire. How far do your friends live from you guys?
It's Bulgaria, not far.
Yeah.
Everyone, I think, lives like, we're in the center basically. I think everyone, it's only one that lives in Cape Town who went to GWC, who unfortunately we barely get to see. Who? Oh, the Tomlins and the Masekos, the Tomlins and the Masekos. They are the ones who, although the Tomlins have been married for a long time, but we also didn't get to like be friends with them because they immediately got married and left. We barely got to experience them. So the Masekos as well got married and left.
Yeah, and that's the thing some people don't get, man, that you, especially now in 6 months, you guys need that 6 months to just figure yourselves out.
Yeah.
Because you, like, you know, I think birth, graduating, maybe not, but maybe birth, getting married, and death change a lot of things. Right? And so it's like getting married, like you still need to figure out just your own routine as a couple. Individually, you have to still get used to this thing. Now you have to mix and work, and other people want to be actors. So you know what I mean. And then you still need to figure out how you do life with your friends, right?
And family.
And family. You know, and that's one thing I think so people who are not married tend to not empathize with. Because then it feels like you changed, but you haven't. You're just trying to. You have. Let me not say you have changed. But you are trying to figure out what this new change is, and you can't always broadcast. Yeah, this is what's happening now, and I'm changing this way. You know, because you're just living life. But the thing that helped us was having, and that's why I asked about the geography, was having friends in the same suburb.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, you just down the road, man. Like, I'm going to Spa, I'm passing your house, I'm coming.
Yeah.
right?
I'm coming.
That's what helped us. That we just had friends who lived literally down the road. In fact, when we got married, we were in the same complex.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like,
Our friends would not
you
want to do that.
were there. I think we were number 65 and they were at like number 35 or something. And then they left the following year, and then we left after that, but we were still in the same.
Suburb.
5 kilometers down the road, which really helped, which was dope. Kids?
Yo. If my mom was gonna watch this. But she understands.
I don't think you should say.
In God's time.
In God's time.
Yes.
How many do you want?
Yo. I always say 4, but I'm like, let me first have 1 and then I'll tell you how many I want.
Because
Like,
you're
your
an
first
only
one.
child.
I mean, I could still make 1 child and be like, I'm good. I multiplied, Lord.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, we had to meet each other halfway because I wanted
A whole bus.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
Yo.
I don't know.
It's a complicated one.
How many people did you grow up with?
Three
Two.
brothers, so I have 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want 15.
Yeah, I wanted a whole bus.
So if you okay with 1, what's halfway? Because I don't.
4.
yeah, it was like.
But we're
okay.
planning on adopting as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just getting a kid. Anyone.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
I wanted 4 when we got married,
And then now you
How is
decided on
one
mine.
veil?
and then I had 1. I was
And then
like,
pass it.
and then I was like, oh, such an idiot. What did I think I was gonna do?
So I'm like, let me have 1 and then we'll decide. The first kid determines how many kids we'll have. Literally.
Yeah, and it's different now. So back in the day, our fathers weren't involved. It's like, okay, kids, and cheers. But now 1 kid, you have to be everywhere. Like,
Yeah, bro. But I realize more and more, I'm like, and we need to have more kids, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a different conversation from the one we had the last time.
Yeah, when last did we have that conversation? Before you got married.
After I got married.
A lot can change in 6 months.
yeah.
So yeah, and getting older as well, I'm like, and
But kids are expensive, man,
Yeesh.
these days.
Ish.
I think that's
Suburban kids are expensive.
not really, guys. It's how you like orient them to your lifestyle. If you want your kids to wear Jordans, sure. If you're gonna buy them iPhone X's every year, then they're expensive, right? But I'm like, other than that, like now I'm like, the biggest expense is school fees.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Right.
And my family, we tend to give birth to twins.
Yeah.
So-
But even then, there are cheaper schools. So for us, it works for our lifestyle and where we
Yeah.
at, and it's not even an expensive school. Let me not act
Yeah.
like we're paying 16,000. We're not far from that. But other than that, I'm like, this kid is gonna eat what I eat. Like yesterday, my kid just like, she kills pop. That's her thing. Like I'm like, you don't want meat or anything? No. I'm like, it's not expensive. She just wants to eat pop, bro. Right? She'll eat whatever you give her.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
He's happy now. He's like, she eats pop. The moment she changes, I want burgers.
I want sushi.
who's gonna give her those tastes? So like my kid, probably the first 2 years, she thought that like cool drink always came with water, right? Because we always poured water in her cool drink,
Okay.
right? So the first time she tasted it without water, she was just like,
You'll have been playing.
what's this heaven that you guys have been denying me, right? But that's to say that she's accustomed to whatever we give her. So yes, having kids, you need to have money. I don't think you can't. But at the same time, I've seen how God provides for
I
that.
think
Like
a lot of people say that.
specifically for kids, right? Like I'm like, you have kids, God will provide for those kids, bro. He will. He'll definitely provide for them. It's one thing I'm still negotiating with God. I'm like, please provide a peace of mind as well, because I have one and this thing is driving me insane. Right? Like you make, there's a roof over her head. Thank you, God. She sleeps with food in her belly. But can I just have can stress, please, God, please.
Yeah.
Right? But finances, bro, I wouldn't let that be I don't think there's anyway. shoot me if you're gonna shoot me, but I don't think there's a legit reason to not have kids. But
Yo, I've been hearing this conversation a lot, eh?
so
I think for us now,
unless you're gonna die, if like your doctors say if she falls pregnant she's gonna die, then I'm like okay. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. So I think it's a thing of now when I think of it is like, okay, already we got married young. Didn't really get to enjoy like a lot of things, spending our money, going out and stuff. So for now it's just like, okay, the kid, like Lord willing, just pause that for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
We're pausing a lot for now.
yeah, like
Miracles
just
can happen.
for sure. That's why I'm saying Lord willing. Yeah,
Yeah, because you never know.
I'm praying for you guys.
Hey, you never know.
Somebody said that to me. I'm like, God listens to all his children. As much as he listens, he's gonna listen to my prayers.
Yeah.
Nah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm honest with you guys, that's probably one regret I have.
Not having kids early.
Yeah. Especially because we got married early as well, like you guys. You know, and we waited 5 years, and so I'm not saying don't
Don't let that get to your heart.
No,
No,
wait,
it doesn't.
wait.
I was home.
No.
We were home. We know how it is because now my
Yeah.
mom lives with my cousins, and they're twins, and so basically it's like triplets because the other one is just like a year older. So it's like twins, and one is like a year older, and it's a girl. So 2 boys and 1 girl, and it's always mama, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not ready for this.
Mama.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm looking at you in the eyes. Tell me what you want. Stop. Baba.
Until you say,
But I do regret it. I regret not having kids earlier. In your 30s, you get tired physically.
my sister once said that to me.
I am finished. Right?
That you can't play as much or something like that.
Yeah. And I'm like, Jux, Lord, I wish And that's why I would also advocate get married early.
And have
If
kids
you like
early.
20, get married, man. Do this thing. If you want to have your 5-year period, it's fine. 25, you start popping. Let's do it. Bro, I had energy when I was in my 20s. And I'm not even old, bro. I'm not old. I just turned 35 this year. I'm not old. I know old people.
Your kid is just young. That's just it.
Bro, but I am finished. And I was just like, and now, like, God bless our child. She was born sleeping.
Yeah.
Didn't bother us, whatever. She wakes up at night, cries, give her a bottle, sleeps. It's fine. And even now, she doesn't bother us to come to our bed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But then she just has nights. And she's not waking up to come bother me. She's just waking up because maybe she's dreaming and then she wants me to just put her back in her bed.
Yeah.
I don't have to dance or whatever. She literally just comes, knocks. Hey, I'm up. Okay, cool. Let me go put her back, sleep my girl. We have our little sign, we say what we say, go sleep, right? Easy. But sheesh, man. At 35, waking up at 2 a.m. feels like I just got hit by a bus.
Yo.
Right? And that interaction takes less than like a minute
Yeah.
for me to get up, put her back in her bed, come back to sleep. But by the time I come back to sleep, I'm just like, Lord, I'm going to have another one. I'm going to do this till I'm 40. Just see. It's in those moments I'm like, should have had these kids when I was in my
But I'm worried now because she doesn't like being woken up. Not a single bit.
That's why it's do it now, get it done.
Sure.
So that by the time you
Bella, that's what
physically
you want.
finished, then you can sleep because they'll be older. So
I want that. Like, when I start, I wanna, boop, boop, boop. I wanna be that girl. Like, hey, when you're always pregnant, there. Once I'm done, I'm
hey, you
done.
can't act, my friend.
Once I'm done, I'm done. Because I've seen it with my aunt. I've seen it with my aunt. Like, a lot of my aunties in my family did that. Like, the kids are like 1 year difference, 2 year difference.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's what I think I should do. Just, cry like a period where it's like they're screaming and there's this. And then you get to a period where it's just like peaceful, nyana. They start being independent all at the same time. Not that one is starting to be independent.
Yeah.
Go on, I'll the pampers.
No, you use the older one to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
No ways.
Strategy, man.
No ways.
Yeah, I'll keep praying for you guys.
Thanks.
Maruti, what do you mean praying for us? Like praying for us in terms of
Having babies?
No, and also things.
No, I thought he meant like praying. When we do, God helps us.
Yeah.
What prayer is
this? Yes.
Not the kid prayer.
Eish.
Not the child.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I tried, guys.
Not now, but you will see it one day, and you'll be like, "Oh, they started," and then the next year,
Yeah.
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 It's great.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, what would you say to somebody who's hopeless about marriage? They've been waiting. It's not happening. Maybe you speak to the ladies who are hopeless. If you have encouraging words.
I don't,
Sure.
because I'm very controversial. I think I always get into with people.
Yes.
I think society has built the idea that marriage is the end goal, and it's like if you're not married as a woman, you're
I
not
can hear
really
somebody saying,
valued.
you saying that because you married.
Exactly, because I always get that, and I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I can't even say when your time comes, because Paul also speaks about it's better to serve God single.
Yeah.
So use this time, yes, mingle, find your Christian brothers, but use the time to really just devote yourself to God's work, either be in ministry not full time, but like participate well in ministry. Because once you get married and you start having kids, some things just, you can't really participate as much
Yes.
in the ministry.
Yes.
So take your time, be content with your singleness, still looking if you are looking. It's not wrong to look, my sisters.
Sure.
But try to be content, because I think with seeking so much you become desperate a bit.
Yeah.
So be content and do as Paul says, serve more because you have the time.
Sure. I can.
Please don't come for me.
No, they are. They are coming quick. We want to
don't come
invite
for
you back
me.
here because peeps have come for you right now.
But I'm very controversial. I can take them.
You watch the stuff, so you know. Please comment, because comments are coming for you.
Yeah, she's alone in that. I'm in game.
But I hear.
Yeah,
There's wisdom and encouragement in that. For you, bro, to the gents, what would you say to them who are waiting? And those brothers who are waiting unnecessarily.
What do you mean? Explain. Elaborate.
Who are, I'm working for my family, bro.
Yeah, no.
You know, until I make my first meal, then I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
That is unnecessary.
I'm like, my dog, listen. If it takes you 10 years to get you your first million, and by the time
Or what if you never get it?
Oh,
We live in South Africa, guys.
let's play games, bro. What would
Yeah.
you say, bro?
So I'd say to the guys, be serious, like, about life. You know, maybe I'm saying this cause more like the serious guy, but yeah, I think in general, ladies, especially when they get to like 24 or 5 going up, they want guys who are serious,
Focus.
guys who know what they want.
Guys who go too focused.
You know, focus on the focus.
To be
you know?
focused.
Yeah, you
Come
know, and yeah, like, be serious, do your thing, and just focus on life in general,
Yeah.
and just make sure, whatever you do your best, and you know, you treat yourself seriously.
Come on now.
You know, treat yourself seriously, so that even when somebody sees you, as Mo said, it's not like, hey, this guy, I would have to take care of him. But she must... yeah, she must feel the thing of, if this is the guy,
Yes.
he's gonna take care of me, you know. So I think that's what's important, and waiting isn't wrong, unless, as you said, like, waiting to make my first million. Then it's different. But then if you're waiting for the right things, for the right time, knowing that okay, maybe the lady I'm looking at is not ready yet,
Sure.
then it makes sense. You know, but yeah, I would encourage guys to get married young.
Let's do it, bro. I'm with you. Starting a school, get married young.
Hey.
Just
Okay.
after you say, can't graduate, go
Yeah,
fetch hair.
That was so us.
Please.
Graduate,
Yeah.
marry,
yeah,
Please.
yeah.
you know.
That's dope, man. It was good having you guys. Hopefully this is not the last time.
Hopefully, because I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Come, hey! This chick is declaring war here.
No, not war.
Or you gonna
But
be
to have like conversations
more
like
conversations.
this. Guys, I'm a very peaceful person.
Come on now.
But I'm very like, I won't lie to you. That's just me.
I mean, you got a serious guy.
You know, I'm not afraid of being cancelled.
Controversial.
I'm that Han.
That's dope. Guys, we're going to invite Sean back when he's a half husband because now he's clearly a full husband. And on serious mode. So maybe I should hang out with him more so he can teach me his ways. But nah, this was great, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
Cool, man. 2.5, we out. Peace.